In this video, we'll start creating your short business personal endorsement. But I really recommend that you get those exercise questions completed in the previous video before moving on to this video, because we'll use the answers to those questions in this video and use it in the upcoming videos as well. I'm not a big fan of going through videos just for the sake of going through them and cross them off your to-do list. So make sure you get those exercises done and then come back and start this video. Now, the first step in your short endorsement is letting people know you're in business. And a lot of times it'll sound like I have a business, or I work in, I have a business, I have a side business, I'm doing something on the side, I help people, I do this. Any of those phrases will work. You don't have to use the word business, but let people know that you are active and that you're some way connected with what you're doing or that industry, or that, let people know there's a connection between you and what you're talking about. The second step, and this is probably the most difficult when you're creating your short business endorsement, is telling people what you do or doing a short story around a certain problem, issue, or goal. Now, I'll dive deeper into here and help give you some clarity on this. So let's look at that first one, telling people what you do in your business. Now, I have on the screen features versus benefits. And features are all those things that you list as to what you have, like a debt-free company, you have a patent, you have a high paying out compensation plan. Those are features. The benefits are what people get out of there. So the benefits might be, if there's patented products, well, it might be, they get better results with the products, or they make more money with your business if they have a higher paying out compensation plan. So I want you to focus on the benefits when you tell people what you do. And you don't have to jump into telling people, exactly about your comp plan, your products. Rather, go back to the example where I said I work with personal trainers to help them with their clients and have their clients get better results. I focused on the benefits there. I didn't tell them like all the nitty-gritty details or go into features that I'll have the trainers sell nutritional supplements to the person and they can make money off of it. It just is too much and it doesn't come across very well. But if you focus on what you're doing and you can sum it up in one or two sentences, it makes a lot of sense to people, and that's how you generate interest in people saying, that sounds interesting. My friend or my wife is a personal trainer, so like, what exactly do you do? She might be interested. So really focus on the benefit on what you're doing. Now again, that example I used, do I use it all the time with all the people I talk with? No, I don't. But I use that example when I'm in a gym environment, when I'm in a fitness environment. That's the example I use because I know I probably have that type of audience I'm speaking with. Now, if I'm talking with financial planners or financial advisors, I use something around residual income or tax benefits. So keep in mind that you want to focus on benefits, and you also want to gear towards the crowd you're talking with. Will you always be perfect? No, you won't. But generally, you have an idea about who you're talking with and what situation you're in. Now, the second part of the step number 2 is sharing a short story around a problem or issue or achieving a goal. And the easiest way to think about this is go back and look at the reasons you wrote down for why you like your company, the reasons you wrote down for why you like the network marketing industry, the reason you joined your business. Because if you say something like that, you'll get other people interested. Now again, you won't go into all the nitty-gritty detail, you won't mention network marketing, you won't mention your company, but you focus on the reasons. I gave an example of how I'm following a non-traditional career path because I realized the whole 9-to-5 thing wasn't for me, so I started a business. And that was actually one of the reasons I got into network marketing. And so that was my train of thought, and that's what got me into network marketing. A different reason I got into it is because I won't have to commute on a daily basis to work. I hate commuting. So another variation I use of that is just say, I spent 2 summers in Washington, D.C. traffic commuting, and I absolutely hated it. I realized there had to be a better way in spending my life rather than sitting in traffic all day. So actually I started a business on the side so I won't have to commute all the time. What do you do? There is another example, and you actually go back and look at your reasons as to why you started the business or the issues you're dealing with or the goals you want to achieve. And if you wrap that into a very short story, 1 to 3 or 4 sentences, you've got the main part of your business endorsement there. And if you'll notice, I used concepts when I was talking about what I went through, and I want you to use concepts as well. So again, don't go into network marketing, don't go into your comp plan, don't go into your business, just talk about concepts and then people can relate to those concepts. Now step 3 is how will you engage the person? And by that I mean what question you're going to ask the person at the end of your brief, short endorsement. What question will you ask? Sometimes you can ask them something related to your endorsement script, like, hey, have you ever read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Or it might be, if someone asks you, what do you do? And you answer, and you might say, well, what do you do for work? You come back. So it's keeping the conversation going. You just don't want to leave any hanging air in there, those awkward pauses. So make sure you write out a question that you will say so you can engage the person back and keep the conversation going. Now, step 4 is work with a third party once you write all the stuff out. And I recommend you write out a couple different variations of this, whether it's different variations of the same topic, or if you look at, you pick 2 or 3 of your favorite reasons as to why you like your company and network marketing, or why you got into it, write out some different variations of that, and then work with your mentor or upline or a mastermind group, or come to a training call if it's available to get work done on there, because having an experienced person can help you out, and also having a second set of eyes on there can help you out tremendously as well. So don't feel like you have to do all this perfect right now. Just take those answers to the questions from the previous videos, start putting them in this formula or this outline, and then work with someone to get it fine-tuned and finalized. And then step 5 is, of course, practice, 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 and practice some more. If you've watched other training videos with me, you know I'm very big on practicing. And I always relate this to playing sports. I played baseball for about 8 years growing up. I played it 3 seasons a year. I played it all the time except winter when it was too cold out. I played spring, summer, and fall baseball. And, the more you practice, the harder you practice, the better you did on game day. If I didn't get up there and throw pitches or swing the bat or field grounders, guess what? When I got to the game or I stepped up to the plate on game day, I usually struck out more. I didn't have as much success. Same thing in building your business, same thing in business. Make sure you practice, because the more you practice in a training environment or someone else, the better you'll do when it comes game time. And I really want to make sure you don't get too caught up on making this perfect or worry about having everything written out perfectly. Don't worry, nothing is written in stone. As I said, write out some different variations of this, use the outline I gave you, and then work with a third party to help you go out there and start finalizing it and then practice it. And as you go out there and start talking with people, we'll make some adjustments from there. But you'll never get something perfect if you don't go out there and start using it.